Welcome to the Today in History channel. In today's video we will talk about the day, May 29, 1453, Fall of Constantinople. The taking of Constantinople on May 29, 1453, by the Ottoman army marks the end of the Eastern Roman Empire. Since the Crusaders conquered Constantinople in 1204, the city was already in decline. Worsened by the schism between the Roman Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church, the West showed little interest in preventing the attack by the Turks. The inhabitants of the East were also not very willing to ask for help, because the attempt of Emperor John VIII to end the differences between the two churches had caused serious turmoil in a city resistant to any agreement with the Papists. The Ottoman Sultan Muhammad II knew how to take advantage of these religious differences and began to organize the attack in 1452. Both sides endeavored to enlist the greatest possible number of allies and soldiers. On the Byzantine side, his request for help was answered by the Pope, who sent boats and soldiers, almost all Genoese and Venetians. The Genoese from the Pera neighborhood also participated in the defense. The Ottomans, for their part, erected a wall 10 kilometers from the city and tried to block the sea supply routes. His army numbered 100,000 soldiers and had a modern cannon about 9 meters long. The siege began in April 1453. The cannon fire soon damaged the Byzantine walls. At the end of the month, the Pope's boats began to arrive in the region, managing to circumvent the blockade at the entrance to the Strait of Dardanelles. Muhammad continued to launch attacks, bombings from the wall, attempts to open tunnels that reached the city, reinforcement of the blockade etc., but without reaching direct confrontation. The defenders withstood these attacks well, but the physical wear and tear was making itself noticed. In addition, a series of events increased discouragement: a lunar eclipse, an image of the Virgin who fell to the ground during a procession, and a storm that flooded the streets caused a great alarm among the Byzantines, victims of the superstitions of the time. The cost of the huge army was beginning to weigh on the Sultan's chests. Muhammad, trying to cut short the harassment, issued an ultimatum to the Byzantines, the city in exchange for the lives of its citizens. He promised to lift the siege in return for paying a tribute. The offer was refused, as the besieged people did not have sufficient resources to accept it, and Muhammad prepared the final attack. The assault on the walls began at dawn. The Byzantine army resisted more than 2 hours, but the Ottomans' numerical superiority and greater motivation ended up imposing themselves. A huge breach in the wall, one of the open city gates, and the fall of the powerful Genoese captain Giustiniani, who led the defense, motivated his soldiers to desert their posts, demoralized. Did you like the video? In the description you will find the blog link with the full article. Give an incentive by subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting and sharing with your friends. Hugs. Until the next.